Pryvit Ukraine. This is Tom coming to you from Shanghai and back for another Eurovision reaction video. The Vidbir final was last night and we have a winner. It was Go A with their song Solovey. So let's kiki. So today I'm going to watch the final performance from Go A Solovey. I'm going to talk a little bit about the result, and then afterwards I'm going to analyze their chances at Eurovision and what I think they need to do or change to the song or the staging to be successful. Please use the timestamps down below if you want to skip to a certain part. I did my Vidbir video around 2 days ago. Okay, so I'm going to watch her final performance now with glasses on because I'm running out of contact lenses because China's on lockdown. So we're going to look at her final performance and see if there's anything different from the semi-final performance that I originally reacted to. Keep in mind, this is my second time I did watch the Vidbir finals. Solovey, Wanna Know My Secret Bang. Really love those visuals in Vidbir this year, really cool. They've had the boxes now for quite a while though. I don't know if they need a bit of a change up in this set. I think this has got a good strong starting that will get people interested. And the red, like, Ukraine's very good at doing their kind of like very strong, elegant staging. And then as soon as the vocal comes in, I think a lot of people are like, oh, wow. It's got that kind of white noise quality that Tulia had last year. And then the drums coming in as well. So I think this is quite good. Compared to Slovenia, it gets your interest quite quickly. And there's some visual things to focus on, like visuals that are really beautiful. The mountain with the red. They're changing the camera angle a lot and they're giving you new things to look at. Her staging is stunning. This real architectural, aggressive dress. I believe the song means nightingale or sparrow, and obviously you can kind of see that in the dress. Beautiful headpiece. Her jewelry is gorgeous as well. Her styling is really like on point. I'd say take that directly to Eurovision. Like a little bit more movement in their dancing now. I know they do build up to it, but this is probably a little bit too demure. I'd like something a little bit more engaging. Great eye contact. She's got a nice intensity to her. This has got a real strong ethnic identity. I think it's going to really stand out because of that. We don't really have any other ethnic songs this year. What I was saying earlier about Tulia, which had that white noise, I thought that song was really a bit too esoteric and inaccessible. This feels a lot more accessible. It's got more to grab onto. Vocals are really strong. They sound almost identical to the radio edit. I like this when she gets a little bit more like into it and angry. Now, I really don't like that guitar. I think it's too gimmicky. It doesn't fit with the song, which has this like nature, druid, zodiac type feel to it. Okay, lots of really beautiful things there. The gun at the end, it just seems like, I think that would be more at home with like a pop banger or like a rock song or something. It looks artificially put in. It doesn't feel like it fits with her identity or the song's identity or the rest of the staging. It's not cohesive. That's very easy to chop out though. A lot of this looks ready to go. The staging is very beautiful. Like I said, there's this good amount of variations that you're kind of kept entertained. I think it's gonna have a little bit of a love or hate it thing. That white noise vocal, I'm used to that now because I heard Tulia last year. For a lot of people, it's gonna be the first time that they're hearing it. I don't know how they're gonna react. This should do well with the jury. It's quite clearly an authentic, regional, ethnic song. There's no jokey element to it or not being serious. It's very reputable. The melody of the song, it's good. It's not wow. It does rely on the tempo changes throughout to keep it going, which in fairness to them, they do keep it going. The song flows. That first instrumental type bridge, there does need to be a little bit more happening. There needs to be more movement, or maybe a dancer coming in, or some unusual camera angles or maybe a new visuals in the background that they focus on, it does feel a little bit like you're kind of sitting there waiting for around 10 seconds just watching them do some shoulder shimmies. I don't think that's going to really be sufficient to keep people's attention in the actual semi. Okay, so if we look at Ukraine's qualification record, they have the best qualification record in the entire competition. They are 100%, that's 9 out of 9 since 2008 when the two semi-final systems started. The only other country with 100% is Australia, but that's 4 out of 4, so it doesn't really compare. Ukraine are the absolute masters of getting through their semi. Now, the song in its current structure, I would put it in between the 8th to 12th places. This semi-final is much harder, but they are in the second half, which I think is that little bit of an advantage. Russia's there as well. I do think this will get points from Russia. I do think it needs a slight bit of refinement and upgrade. I don't feel like the song needs a revamp. I think in its current state, it feels finished. The visual performance is very strong. Maybe just needs a little bit more elevation to take it out of that kind of danger zone and put it into the definite qualification spot. Now, I have absolutely zero doubt that Ukraine will do that. You don't get a 9 out of 9 record for nothing. On top of that 9 out of 9 record, all those qualifications were in the top 8, so they've never been outside of the top 8. They've never even really been close to the precipice of not qualifying. So really, their qualification record is absolutely spectacular. You've got to think that the engine behind all these songs, that's not just coincidence. Their songs are obviously strong, but they've obviously got quite a good system going with their creative directing and their stage directing, glasses off, in terms of the decision that they're making and whatnot. So I'm very confident that this will be refined and elevated further to the point that it'll be almost a definite qualifier. It's just not a definite qualifier now because of the strength of the semi and the fact that it is a little bit esoteric and unusual. But I've no doubt that Ukraine will come through. Speaking about the rest of the show, I did watch everyone's performances. Khayat started off the show. She was standing up and she had slightly different styling. Other than that, the performance was largely the same. Really enjoy the song. It's very pretty. Not my number 1 anymore. I did change that. I probably put it my number 2 or 3. She ended up coming second though, which I think was deserved. Next up we had Jerry Heil. This performance was much, much worse than the semi. She took out all the kind of joyous visuals. She still had the dancers, but she was going for this more kind of like grungier feel or something. It just didn't work. Without the visual distractions, the song on its own is a little bit weak. So this ended up coming last with the jury and the televote. I've already spoken about Solovey. Fourth was David Axelrod. I thought the staging was a little bit better. I think he went full on musical theatre. He looked like Jesus Christ Superstar. He got rid of the angels though, which was good, but still I think the song is the same. Fifth was Khayat. Bit disappointed by this. This is my favorite radio edit. When they brought the contestants at the start, he had a new outfit on. He looked kind of like a judo pirate, which I was totally into. He had like a white judo outfit and then he had like black pirate pants. During his actual performance though, he had a jacket on. The whole time I was like, take the jacket off, take it off. I want to see your judo outfit. On top of that, he was holding the microphone. It was very distracting. I wish he'd come out with an earpiece because there's so much movement in this song and I felt like he was so inhibited by not wanting to drop the microphone. It was that plus the outfit I find really distracting. In the semi-final performance, they had some really nice camera angles where it was the three of them dancing in a triangle and the camera moved around them. They didn't have that this time. So overall, the performance for me was even weaker than the semi-final, and for me, the semi-final performance wasn't strong enough. This radio edit is the best. So it's disappointing that it hasn't been able to transition to the stage. Feel that he's kind of been let down by the staging decisions that have been made by him or for him. It did feel like they turned the shrieky female voice down. That was so distracting in the semi. It's not as prevalent in the radio edit. I felt like that was dialed down a little bit. He still did the Call for Love. I think he did a little bit less. But that wasn't the problem. The problem with this was that the staging looked a little bit too flat. It was just like him and the two girls behind him. And at first time I felt it felt almost like a war dance. The camera angles around them and the kind of movement and dynamism and the camera turning and his like real natural way of moving. This felt more like restrained and linear. Okay, and last it was Torchy. I'm glad this didn't win. I really don't think it deserved to win. The chorus doesn't have any words in it. I think if you're going to do that, you need to do something to kind of fill that time. The chorus either needs to be like super wow, or you need to have some dancing or something like that. It just kind of felt like they were like bopping around in the club, like kind of 2 a.m. It just didn't carry its weight through the chorus. Yeah, I think this ended up coming fourth. Yeah, I think fourth is pretty fair for this. Overall, I think the show's very good. It's very, very long. I don't speak Ukrainian. I had to skip a lot. Bloody hell, there were a lot of ads as well. But look, yeah, like I think the structure of Vidbir is pretty good. I don't really have that many complaints about it. I think the standard was very high in terms of the visual presentations. I'm going to listen to Khayat a lot. Will Go Away in my top 10? No, I'm almost definitely not. Khayat probably would have. I still think Go Away will eventually be in my top 20, but I really don't think it'll be in my top 10 unless it's going to be quite a weak year. But I love it in the competition. I love its ethnic national identity, its uniqueness, its brave, daring, unusual. Really, really love it. I think its presence in the competition makes it better. So, what did you think about Vidbir? Are you happy with the winner? Who else did you want to win? Please leave a comment in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in another Eurovision reaction video very soon. Goodbye.